Hi Middle Nation, it's me Nolina Knives, and today I'm just going to do a Boxycharm unboxing. And I already opened it to save time, but this is the month of January. Of course, it comes with this little paper with all the prices and all the items. Okay, so we have here a $1 Billion Brows Universal Brow Pencil. Okay, has 0.27 grams, which isn't too bad, but I'm going to fly through this like crazy, especially if it's good. And this retails for $18, so kind of around the price of the Anastasia pencils. We have this reparative leave-in conditioning spray, retails for $12. And here we have a long-lasting liquid lipstick in the shade Miami Forever by Ofra. Okay, and here we have the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette, and this retails for $36. And here we have Tatcha face masks, and each of these retail for $24 each. These are for normal to dry skin. They have a survey on Boxycharm. It shows you like, okay, what's your skin type, what products would you like to receive, which ones would you not like to receive, things like that. I can't remember if the skin type was in there or not, but I do believe for people with, they don't have like normal to dry skin, I think they should have included one like for normal dry skin, and then for people with really oily skin. I think that would have just been better instead of just assuming that everyone had normal to dry skin. Yeah, so people who don't really like to look dewy probably wouldn't like these masks. I'm going to skip on doing the mask. I'm just going to try it on the pencil right now. Oh, it's self-sharpening, which is really nice. It glides on really nicely, almost too nicely, to be honest. It feels like the product is just melting into my skin. I'm already having to, you know, push this up just a little bit more. I'll let you guys know in the description below if this wore really well throughout the day. Okay, the eyebrows are not the best. I personally would like to stick with my Brow Wiz and Brow Definer by Anastasia. The formula for this, I feel like it'd be different for people who maybe had more brow hair than I did. Yeah, that's always a factor. Alright, so next we are going to start with our eyes. They even have like a little piece of paper in here that shows you like looks that are possible with the palette. Okay, let's compare it to a Jeffree Star highlighter, because I feel like almost everyone has one of these in their collection. Jeffree Star highlighter. This is in the shade Peach Goddess. Okay, it's like the exact same. Okay, so you know you're getting a pretty decent sized palette. Okay, we're gonna start off with one eye. I'm gonna smooth out the primer. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with a fluffy brush. Ooh, these are like all shimmers. Now that I see this, there's no like matte transition shade. We're going to try the shade Cove, and I'm going to pop that right up here. I'm probably gonna try a different brush because it seems like this isn't showing up like at all, and it could just be the brush and not the product. So I'm gonna try a different brush. Still with the shade Cove. It's showing up a little bit better. And then for the outer quarter, I'm going to use the shade Abyss. I'm putting that on. I should probably use a different brush for that shade. More compact brush. I'm going to go into the shade Starfish. using a different brush. And I'm going to go right in the center. I'm going to go in the inner corner of my eye, and I'm going to lay down Mermaid. Alright, and I'm going to go back into the first brush that we used for the transition color, so back into Cove. Alright, so in the end, it all just comes down to preference. I personally like the packaging and I like the colors. I just don't feel like this is something I'd reach for every day. The eyeshadows didn't have fallout, which is nice. Like, I didn't even clean up my face, not one bit, and there's no fallout. Next, I think we're going to do some primer. So I'm going to be using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. Now, what I like about this primer, a lot of people might not like this, but it comes out like really thick, which I find perfect just to like shove in my pores. Application sometimes really is everything. This is the side with the primer, and this is without the primer. This foundation, okay, I hated this foundation with a passion when I first tried it, but ever since I've been taking care of my skin, I've fallen in love with this foundation. I fucking hate the smell, but it goes on so beautifully. I apply it first with a brush, and then I apply it with a beauty blender. Now here's like a really interesting thing that I found out. I'm using this Sephora 41 brush, and this applies my foundation so nicely. But here's the weird and cool thing. This brush literally mattifies this foundation. Like, it looks so matte and like looks like a very flawless natural finish, as to where when I apply it with a beauty blender on this side, it looks very dewy and just all around different. So you can get two different finishes with this foundation with two different applicators. So I feel like this whole video is just going to be about application. So literally that's what it is. So if you want more like matte finish with this foundation, use this brush. But if you want that dewy skin-like effect, then you can go ahead and use your wet beauty blender. The coverage is really nice on this foundation as well. The smell isn't too bad or too overbearing with the brush, but with the beauty blender, I feel like it intensifies it so much more. Perfect. Perfect. This literally stuck to the sides of my nose so well. And this foundation is buildable and it doesn't look cakey, which is another really big plus out of this foundation. Alright, and we are done with our face. And for concealer, I'm going to use the Collab, the No Flaws Liquid Concealer. And this was in the shade Honey Almond. Has a pretty good coverage. Not as thick as the Shape Tape concealer, but I don't know if you can already tell, but everything just looks so much cleaner, brightened. It's about $14 at Sally's, which is actually more than their foundations. I have a couple of their foundations and I really like both of these. I love the matte one and I love the radiance one, and their concealers are pretty good too. So if you guys are looking for Sally's, like Sally Beauty makeup, that brand, thumbs up. It's really good. Okay, now I'm going to use my HD Flawless Powder Foundation by Absolute New York. And I'm going to use the shade Nude. And that's what I'm going to use to powder my under eyes. I'm only using this powder because it is a bit yellow toned. And the yellow will just brighten up the under eyes. And it's highlighters. So I'm going to, these don't even have shade name, or the second shade right here. Okay, and I'm just gonna fan that out a little bit. Liquid eyeliner, I'm just gonna go in with the Wet n Wild eyeliner. Okay, so now after the eyeliner is all done, we are going to move on to blush. And I know that I got a blush from Boxycharm a while back from like Laura Geller. So we're gonna try finding that so we can use that. And this is the shade Tropic Hues. Okay, this is a very subtle blush. Holy fuck. When did this happen? These are fucking acid tears. I fucking ate away the powder. I'm just gonna dab. Look, that's a strong ass tear. You kidding me? You see this? I try to make it higher and it just keeps jumping up higher and higher. What the hell? I'm just going to apply these Lashaholic lashes. We got these in Boxycharm forever ago, so I'm just going to apply them today because it's relevant. And for mascara, I'm going to just use my Essence mascara. Next, I'm going to apply this Long Lasting Liquid Lip by Ofra in the shade Miami Forever. Fuck, what happened to my other lash? I keep fucking doing this and it's really getting on my nerves. I feel like Dora. Do you see my lash? I don't even know if these lips will match, but I'm gonna do it anyway because of the Boxycharm review. Ooh. I like this. And it doesn't smell too bad either. It does have a scent to it, but I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what that scent is. It's nice though. Well, it looks like this is going to be it for my tutorial. I already did my bottom lashes. Okay, so I feel like the only thing I have yet to use is this leave-in conditioner. My ends definitely need this. It smells almost like essential oils. It smells really good. That concludes today's review. I hope it was a little bit helpful for you guys. Learned a little bit about application. I don't think any of this stuff was actually like bad. But I would say the pencil definitely was not for me. The eyeshadow palette is very pretty, do not get me wrong. Tarte is a really good brand. I really love this lipstick. I really do. It's like this pumpkin color and I'm totally feeling it all over. I love this, I love this. I really like this hair treatment stuff. I'm definitely gonna keep this out on my desk and use that. But yeah, I didn't try on the face mask, so I can't give you an honest opinion about those. So I hope you guys got a little bit of insight on what we got in the Boxycharm. Sorry if this ended up being very long for like no reason. I will see you guys in my next video.